James. Oh, there we go.
Chrome was being a bit of a shit.
All right.
I was using Safari instead.
No,
Okay.
okay. You got Safari suit on.
Always.
Oh, who? Uh, okay, well, I'll start her up. Welcome to the first named episode of Nevermind The BuzzCast from comicbuzz.com. This week we have Evan. Hello, Evan.
Hello.
And as always, we have James. Hello, James.
Hi.
And first of all, we've got lots of things to talk about. First of all,
Busy week.
I think is there any particular comics you've been reading this week? Of course, today is Thursday, so we can actually say what we've been reading since yesterday, new comic day.
Yeah.
Got anything?
I've I've actually been gone back in time now. I started reading Berserk,
Oh,
and
that's the kind of sword and sorcery
yeah,
anime manga, yeah.
yeah, it is. And by God, that's a depressing comic at times. Like really good, but my God, it's gruesome. Like pretty nasty stuff going on inside it. Like
Oh, okay. Yeah, I believe one of the main characters is called Guts. So, like, how do you get a name like that?
oh, like it, like for mangas, like they can. It's like, TV tropes. They have that thing called Aerith and Bob, where they just have like you can have a lot of different names, and then all of a sudden you have a normal name. Like a guy just pointed it out to me. Look, they're Japanese. It all sounds like gobbledygook to them anyway. So what does it matter?
I wouldn't have ended that word for gibberish with the syllable you ended it with, but nevertheless.
Oh God, God. Uh no, no, I didn't. I actually, honest to God, I didn't mean that. No.
Of course you didn't. It's a word for
Uh,
something else. But I just like it could have been taken badly.
right.
So I'll take
I
it
just
from
like
there.
you can re-edit this nonsense.
Yeah, or I can just take out the bit where I point it out. I think
Yeah.
it makes worse by the fact I pointed out. Uh, Anything you're reading new or old at the moment, James?
A bit of both, actually. Lazarus came out this week, a comic I talked about a couple of weeks back. It's
Yeah.
actually out this week, and that's rocking along quite well. And then I'm reading the latest issue of Star Wars, which I'm quite enjoying.
Cool.
Is it turning out to be a worthy? Is it an adaptation or is it taking different, taking
It's
it from the
taking
point of
place
view on?
just after A New Hope.
Ah, so it's
Oh.
building that kind of space between where after they got the medals and Chewie didn't get one.
Yeah.
Why didn't Chewie get one?
He deserved all the medals. Like he was probably in it from the start.
Yeah,
You just know he's going to take them
always
anyway at
let
the end of it.
always let the Wookiee win the medals.
I would have loved if they turned around. It turned out Chewbacca was the actual like president or something, and he started giving them the medals. Like,
Is it like Secret Millionaire or something like that?
yeah, exactly.
I was like, I realized that Luke really does a lot for the rebellions.
Yeah.
The Rebels really don't seem to feel appreciated for all their good work.
No.
Uh,
Their
one of the older comics I'm reading is Starman.
back bar needs a proper working on. Everything's a trap with him.
Yeah, showing quite pronounced paranoia.
Uh,
uh,
uh, you're not talking about the HISHE things, is it? But did you ever see that one for? I think it was Empire Strikes Back, and it was the rebel like meeting, and your one says Manny Barthen's died for this information, and one of the like mooks just goes like, "All we seem to do is die. I mean, except the A team over there."
yeah.
It's like
It's
even
like
Family
the
Guy have
red
done
shirts.
some great stuff on Star Wars, with like the Death Star, and like how much would it cost to just put one railing here?
Yeah. Yeah. Just health and safety. We're not all Jedi.
And Cracked were running an article this week as well. They were saying how basically the Jedi are probably the most evil organization in the Star Wars universe.
Well, I was weird about that whole thing, like where they can't fall in love. That seems to
Yeah,
cause
and
more
like,
trouble than it solved with Anakin Skywalker.
and they literally can't delegate to save their lives. They're like, right, I have a problem right here. I have a lightsaber and a way to talk it out. I will pick the lightsaber straight away.
Yeah. Yes. Does your door need melting? Can that solve?
Oh, man.
Uh,
General
would it be
peacekeepers
easier
and
if your
barbers.
torso was separated? These are the options we have. They any good?
uh,
Whatever.
You love it, but you can't really kind of look into it too deeply.
No,
no,
we can't do
really
that.
can't.
Like, how are there not more paraplegic Jedi's? Like, it must be like the Force makes you really good at never having an accident with a sword.
Or it's like
Like,
the way
it's
that
more than just like giving yourself a quick cut with a lightsaber.
it's like it's so easy to replace limbs in the Star Wars universe. They don't even care anymore. They're like, ah, you got cut in half. We'll fix you up in the morning. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but
And
we might
I,
not tell anyone about it so you can turn up later on and surprise the shit out of everyone.
Yeah. Or you could do scenes from Terminator 2 where you cut open your skin. Show him. Okay. And what else do we have? Oh yeah, for me. Yeah, I've been reading Chip Zdarsky's new one, Captara, and it's pretty much like what if Flash Gordon ended up in the Master of the Universe stories, but
Ah.
it's kind of a comedy adventure.
I always kind of
But
mixed up. I always kind of mixed up Flash Gordon and He-Man because they're really alike. Like they even look alike.
yeah, but the thing is about Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers, they both come from somewhere else, somewhere more like our place. Then they
Yeah.
end up being fish out of waters
Okay.
out here. So, but the thing is, the main character is the Flash Gordon type character is actually like a kind of a lazy, voice cracky gay man
Yeah.
called Keith. That's not the actual fighter or the pilot or anything. He on the ship he was the bioengineer,
Yeah.
and he doesn't really fit the mold. And also this version, like they're kind of making fun of that whole thing, where the they're actually kind of they're actually kind of broad characters. The He-Man world are very broad characters in the sense that you can bring a lot of humor for how earnest and how much what kind of stuff they talk about. Like
Yeah.
uh,
Did they ever just stop and stare at it like an invisible camera and just give a PSA about like drugs or something like that at any
maybe
point?
so. Maybe they'll do it soon. But I think I was at the Chip Zdarsky thing the other week, and he mentioned it, and he said like the idea is like they're through this world. There's loads of different towns or whatever. And they go to other worlds, like yeah, but the other worlds are like other 80s toys things. Like they'll end up on a Transformers world or a GI Joe world, and kind of make fun of that as well, bringing the characters with
Oh,
them.
good.
So that should be interesting. Um,
So,
I finally got around to
hey.
reading Big Man Plans. The first two issues, it's very 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 good, and I wouldn't. It's not a bad comparison by any means, but if anybody has read it and seen the movie Dead Man's Boots, Dead Man's Shoes,
Yeah.
and he Constantine, it kind of works as a kind of that, from what I can
Yeah.
see. Now,
Yeah.
explain this would give the whole book away for people, and going on what I expect, the premise is going to be revealed near the end too, but it's pretty obvious to me. But in a good way, it's very enjoyable. But that looks to be very good, and I recommend that. And I'd say we'll move on from there. First of all, we've got some comic book news. Comics are coming out, and so are comic book characters. Um,
Oh, that's actually a pretty damn good segue.
okay, and so we've got
Slick.
a young Iceman. Uh, Now, when I say young Iceman, it's not like a rap version of Iceman. Uh, it's not like young Icy, you know. Uh,
I like,
there's
I
actually the
like.
weird thing about the X-Men comics at the moment. The original team from when they started as teenagers have come into the current continuity, into the present at the same time as their current versions,
Yeah,
except for Jean Grey, who died before they came along. So, and they're stuck there, and they have their own adventures with a few other members of the teams. Like they got like the female clone of Wolverine X-32 and a few other characters on their team. You know?
yeah,
And apparently that version of Bobby Drake has has recently been revealed to be hiding the fact that he's gay through a conversation with Jean Grey, who of course can read that he's hiding it. But
yeah.
of course, the current day version has never given any indication that he might be, other than that a string of failed relationships. So
But it was leaked, was it? Is that what I'm reading here?
what's that?
It was leaked. The pages that show it.
Yeah, I think they might be because they were only out on Wednesday, so I think that was before that.
Yeah,
It might have been part of a news article which they wanted to say, oh, this is a good thing. But the way they handled it, I think a lot of LGBT groups are not too happy with it because it was looked as a little bit too, you know, jokey, or possibly that he was bisexual before, and now he's full gay, as I think it was come off in part. Either it, it came off in one panel later on, but it seems a little bit, you know, bad description. Of course, like I can't comment on it myself, like, you know, but it seems like if they're bothered, fair play to them. Like, it's like I'm sure the writers didn't have any harm in mind.
yeah. I have seen far, far worse. So
Yeah,
as outings go, could be better. You know, everything could be better, but it's not the worst I've ever seen anyway.
it's an interesting thing. Like, you know, maybe the older Iceman hasn't come to this realization, or
Maybe he just
he's
like
he's just
suppressed it all this
really
time or
hiding it.
something.
He's just hiding it so long. He's so used to it by now, or
Yeah.
something to do with time travel. Maybe they're an alternate version of themselves now.
Yeah. I'm just thinking there's a Top Gun joke in there somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, probably a bad one. Probably an
Probably an
insensitive
awful
one,
one.
Evan.
See, it would have been fine when Top Gun first came out, but no, no,
No, no,
not quite right anymore.
no. Okay.
But yeah, they seem to be still kind of skirting around the issue. Like comic book, like publishers can't seem to make a proper main character come out. Like they always kind of. We were just talking about the DC kind of way they did it was some like D-list Green Lantern guy. They just can't quite seem to make an A-team member like just finally figure out themselves like that way.
Yeah. Well, like, you know, yeah, Iceman is one of the original X-Men. Like, you know, it's
Yeah.
like the only more out there thing would be if they made Wolverine gay, which you know, God knows. I wouldn't be surprised
Like
if he tried. I'm sure he's tried everything in his long life.
I'm sure he's been through like the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, like everything. So
If he didn't
He's
experiment,
experimented, I'd say.
yeah,
anything is possible with Wolverine, really.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
he is
not to-
he is the best at what he does.
Yeah. His claws aren't the only thing that's been popped. Um,
Okay.
Okay.
but
Uh,
yeah, no. That's the big news. There's an awful lot of like comic book movie news, so we'll move onto those. All of the trailers this week.
oh,
All of the
what a
trailers.
week! What a week for trailers! Like it was
Yeah, like it's like
crazy.
they decided, like, you know, Like we'll basically I think I think Hollywood were bulimic with trailers today and they this week, and they decided to purge all at once.
Possibly.
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 But first of all, we got the Batman versus Superman trailer, which we mentioned last week.
Yeah.
It was leaked and then released officially.
Yeah. I
Uh,
actually watched it, and I was surprised with how I kind of like the trailer now. I thought I would hate it much more than I did now.
well, I think
But
it was much more teasery than some of the other teaser trailers we got. Like
yeah,
it was
like
more of a tone thing, and then there was a few nice shots.
yeah, like the
Uh,
statue is pretty cool. Alright, I
mm,
thought.
I'm
I
quite
have.
intrigued by it because
Sorry,
it seems to be looking into the what if this actually kind of happened, and they are trying to like scratch that surface.
mm.
yeah.
But
Uh,
even now, like Henry Cavill saying this is not meant to be a sequel to Superman. This is more about the world starting to come together.
But
Uh,
it definitely follows on from Man of Steel.
oh, well, it would have to, yeah. But it's
yeah.
not like a proper thematic sequel to the first one. It's not following his story. It's following him.
And I'm liking the look of the Batman costume, and seeing him just even move slightly look pretty cool.
Yeah, no, the costume and by the look of him, Ben Affleck's bulked up quite a bit. He looks
Yeah.
absolutely jacked. Like,
It
He
it
looks like
is.
he could take on the Mountain from Game of Thrones and actually go, yeah,
yeah,
that
like,
might be.
and Ben Affleck's quite tall, so he will actually be. I think they want him physically more imposing visually than Superman, because but Ben Affleck's taller and he's gotten quite a bit bigger.
Yeah.
And
Um, just as an aside, Ben Affleck had a really kind of weird week actually.
Oh, this
With
some of his stuff about some of his
who do you think you
answers.
are type thing, the histories thing.
yeah, that was yeah. Actually, I think we'll finish talking about this, and we might talk about it later because it was just so bizarre, really.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah, I was just going to say what I meant to say was it's just so unfortunate that this trailer came out about 2 years or whatever after the Lego movie because that automated suit looks very like Lego Batman now.
uh, but it also does have a lot of style cues from Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight Returns, yeah, yeah.
Um, both the comic. Have you seen the two part animation that they did?
Yeah, quite
Yeah,
liked it.
I didn't know.
that was a good version of it. But actually, but to go off on a bit of a tangent here, has anybody seen the slightly blurry leaked pictures of Jared Leto's Joker? Looks very Dark Knight Returns with his white suit.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm like,
I
that's
did.
what I mean. Like they are kind of trying bringing in the universe in a weird way, but it could just work.
hmm.
We'll
Well,
see.
I that's the one I'm most interested in. That could be the off center one that brings a little bit of a cool. It could be like their
Yeah.
early Guardians of the Galaxy, where you bring in a lot of people who wouldn't necessarily like it.
It's kind of like a gang of misfits, and I think if they get it to work, it could be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like completely out of it. I'd still like to be pleasantly surprised with this one anyway.
Oh no. We both. I think we want Batman versus Superman and Suicide Squad to work.
Yeah,
Batman and
like
Superman. It's got some great
I
ideas.
don't want to pay to see a bad movie because I know I'm going to go and see this, and I would like to go. God, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they come up with a good reason for why Batman's so angry. And I know he generally comes off as angry.
Yeah,
He never needs a reason to be angry, Batman doesn't.
Well, he's I'm always angry to quote
yeah.
Bruce Banner.
Once he plays that song, "No Parents," you know he's going to be.
The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Uh, but when you come home, Dad, I'm sorry, I'm dead. But
God.
Batman.
What's going on?
What is with us and off-color jokes this week?
But so the thing is, like the whole "do you bleed, you will" line just seems very. It just seems like they're trying to, psycho Batman too much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like he doesn't talk about killing or blooding up people unless they've done something really, really heinous. And
I
I'm
think
Yeah,
we
not
need to see
sure.
the context in why he's going after him,
Yeah,
why they're
you
going to
need a
be
good
facing off.
context in film movie.
Yeah,
Why
and
yeah,
is Batman doing
if
it?
you buy into it that there's more to it, that he genuinely wants to wish him harm.
Yeah,
yeah. My money's on jealousy for this one. Like
yeah.
he's used to being the top dog. He really doesn't like Superman being around.
I can't see that as a Batman thing. Like at the most, like he thinks he's a threat that's too good to
Yeah,
be.
he
Yeah,
thinks that he's
But
doing a lot of
but
wrong.
talking like that seems to be a bit personal. You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like
But it reminds me a small bit where the roles were reversed in the DCAU, where it was Superman being kind of undermined by Batman, like, and I just love that shot where Superman just uses his super sight just to look over the city, and all he sees is Batman looking straight at him, and he just breaks the glass he's holding. I'm just like, yeah,
that's pretty good.
I can look at you too.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
genius.
I've never read those Smallville comics.
I
Though the idea of Batman being in a Smallville world does intrigue me. Um, okay, to move on, we saw a much better Fantastic Four trailer than we got last time. Uh, it's made me interested. I'm still a bit wary of it, but it's definitely a lot more interesting. And I think it did a lot more in a teaser trailer than the Batman versus Superman one did. We see a
well,
lot
this
more
is
of
the
the.
second trailer for Fantastic Four because it's getting to release time. It's
That's
like
Yeah,
true.
4 months away.
yeah. At least
That
Fox
is
aren't
true.
trying so hard to
Batman,
bury it now.
Batman versus
Sorry,
Superman
what
is
you?
going to be next year, whatever we say about it. So like, if it's they're not going to like blow everything in one trailer.
No,
They're far away from it. Yeah, a lot more of the characters in action. Lot of thing.
I'm not sure about the look of the thing. He
Looks a bit like Never Ending
the
Story.
face seems to be off.
Yeah, it reminds me of Never Ending Story. You know those big rock things.
Yeah,
Like that. Like he looks like one of them, but like a baby one. And there was a baby
Yeah,
one in Never Ending Story. Uh, it looked more like a baby, but he looks like a smaller one of those.
yeah, like the Rock Titan from Hercules. But it's nice to see that they had one jokey moment at least in the trailer because like your superhero film doesn't have to be a comedy, but it's nice to see when it's not too serious all the time as well. Like
Yeah, and if these guys are going to spend so much time together, they're going to have to I am a great believer in good teams laugh together. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
they're going to need to be able to trust each other enough to talk BS to each
they
other.
can't just scowl at each other for a
No,
whole
no,
film.
no,
Like
no. But I'm scowling at you. I'm scowling at you from far away, Superman. Uh,
it's like, Ting, why you look at me like that? My face is made of rock. What am I supposed to do?
yeah, but no, no, I don't know. Jamie Bell seems a bit odd as a choice, but the other ones I can work with. I know they're kind of younger versions of them.
Yeah,
Jamie Bell. I know everybody's going on about the fact that your man
Michael B.
Jordan.
Jordan.
That's
That's
a
the
non
least
thing.
of the issues at play here. I
No, no,
feel. Like,
it's like it's like it's not a problem. Like it's weird that he has a sister. They're gonna have to explain that.
It's going to be adopted. We know it's going to be
Yeah,
adopted. And if they go for this
adopted.
mysterious,
Yeah.
their parents vanished in mysterious ways, both of them.
Well, no, their father, the doctor in the start of it is the Hamilton Storm. I want to say. No, Franklin Storm.
Baxter, is it?
No, it's Franklin because they named their kid in the comics after her father.
All right.
So it's
okay.
Franklin Storm. Uh, Definitely
One
would
one
know
thing
that.
that I went,
Is that nerdy to know what the child's name is?
yeah,
No, no, not at all, not at all.
that weird structure in the alternate, in the other dimension thing, it
Yeah.
just screams Mass Effect 3 to me, and I'm gonna go, oh, I've seen this before. And
Everyone's doing Mass Effect 3 lately, really.
it's like, oh my god.
But
Because I can show you a screen grab, and it's like, yeah, that is literally from Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
we
Do you
do see
reckon?
that there's 5 pods in the dimension hopping machine. Like they're hopping dimensions now. They're not
Uh,
like constant.
so, like Doom is with them, maybe?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
Doom. And we do see his armored form in one shot.
Yeah,
which
briefly.
did look nice.
Yeah.
You-
Oh yeah. Oh, you look lovely. Oh.
Very fetching, very fetching.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Oh,
since
super.
they since they have dimension hopping, do you think they'll like bring in Silver Surfer and Galactus early, or what do you think?
It could be a way to
I
like.
think it'll be a thing, little nod at the end.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as they have Galactus as not just like a fart cloud in space and actually be Galactus, that'd be cool. Like.
Yeah.
It'll
But
be
like
bonkers enough
gas,
to
but,
love to see it.
uh, he was electric. Well, but yeah, that was dumb. Though the Silver Surfer was quite good in that old film.
Yeah,
I like
because
the Silver Surfer.
it was the same guy who played the Terminator in T2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job now.
No, it wasn't. It was the guy that did
Something Duncan Jones? It's not Duncan Jones. It's something the guy does the Guillermo del Toro makeup stuff, isn't it?
What you say, sorry?
You're talking about the Silver Surfer in the dodgy second movie, Rise of the
Yeah.
Silver Surfer?
I think
Yeah, I thought that was the same guy.
that was Doug
No.
Jones, the guy that was
Oh, a different guy. Different guy, okay.
Bubba Hotep.
And Lawrence Fishburne did the voice.
Oh, Lawrence Fisher did the voice, yes. But Doug Jones got to do the second Hellboy movie. He got to do the voice where it was David Hoyce Pierce in the first Hellboy movie. But he was in the suit in both of them.
Yeah.
And we have, of course, we got the Jurassic World trailer, which I'm not too enthused with.
Yeah,
It looks like a disposable popcorn movie to me.
Yeah, but it does seem like some of the dialogue is very dodgy. It's like very like these are how like characters in the 80s would speak. Hey, animals like to hunt and what? But it just seems like it just seems very very caricature.
It's probably just it's
And
too tropish. We've kind of seen all the overzealous corporations doing reckless things with technology.
yes,
There
in
doesn't
all
seem to be anything new per se.
But one thing though, one thing I would like is to see the effects when they're about to bring it out, because I wonder if some of those shots of the Velociraptors are a little bit early, because they seem
Yeah,
to
they
be-
could be. They need a few more render passes or something.
yeah.
Like
Uh,
more touch ups, yeah.
some of that's all I really have to say about that. It's not much from other than what we saw last time. A bit more bits about the genetically created dinosaur that they've created. I think it's Indominus Rex or something they're calling it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Has
uh,
anyone seen the new Tomorrowland trailer?
No,
No,
not
I
yet.
missed that one through the week. There was just I was trailer fried.
Yeah.
I was like,
That could
too
be
many trailers.
I hope it's not another John Carter because it looks really like it could be great fun.
Yeah,
And it is Brad Bird who's kind of like, I just love that guy's work.
yeah,
Hmm.
no, he's consistently at least enjoyable. Like I didn't see that Ghost Protocol film from the franchise of Impossible.
There's a few nice touches in that movie. It is a Mission Impossible movie, but he does a few subversive touches which I liked.
Does
Yeah.
but how many shots of Tom Cruise is there running?
That's a prerequisite in any movie he does. You know that. You just have to
Yeah.
make your
He
piece.
just he can't handle not having it in the movie, like.
Just good run. But to move on, finally we have the nerd supreme. Everybody is talking about the new Star Wars teaser
Phew.
or trailer.
Did anyone else hear that?
Definite goosebumps. You're kind of seeing stuff going. I waited so long to see
Yeah,
something that makes me feel like a kid again.
and some of the things are really. It looks like, as I think we were all saying, it does look like practical sets. There's a practical droid in that ball droid, and I don't know how they made that.
Magnets and
Oh,
gyroscopes.
Magnets and gyros. Uh, you know, I hope you mean gyros as in the mechanical gyro, not the Greek food. Uh,
I like the Greek food as well.
who doesn't? Bit of falafel, a bit of that, and a nice gyro. Uh, yeah, got to love that. Anyway,
You do.
but what was it? Cut this bit out where I
It's
go.
just even just seeing all the ships that you kind of grew up with and not overly done crazy designs like
Yeah, I could
X-wing.
understand what he was going with for the prequels. Like, this is a time where they weren't war torn and everyone could spend on nice shiny ones. Uh,
shiny things. Yeah.
they were only brought out on trips. Like, they weren't
You,
like if
you kind of went for that beautiful 1920s automobile plane design kind of thing. Yeah,
like they were the E type of
yeah,
spaceships. Uh, but we get to see Chewie and Han at the end. Everybody's making the joke, why is Chewie not
great.
grey hair? Of course, I think his people live until they're about 400, so grey hairs would probably come in a bit later for
Yeah,
him.
sure. He's already what? He must be surely like already 40 by the original trilogy or something like that.
Yeah,
Because he was in
I'd
the
say
he
so.
was in he was in the Clone Wars, like, and he looked
Yeah,
fully grown then.
yeah. But
I love we could debate like the age and like physical
yeah, yeah.
features
Well,
of a
you know, all
fictional
nerds are
race.
gonna
Take it
do
to
that.
the nth degree. You can't. Oh my god,
Yeah.
why are we doing this? But you
I
just
want to see
you
what
have to follow it through. You just go.
Leia looks like because just kind of worked for Harrison Ford, not so much Carrie Fisher.
But Harrison Ford looked old when he was young, so it
Yeah,
made no
but
difference to him.
he's kind of got a Clint Eastwood thing going, where he's kind of like badass old.
Yeah.
You
He
know?
still looked a bit rickety in that shot.
Yeah.
Oh, sure,
Well,
the
could have
man
been
has
the
been
fact
through
that
the ringer,
door
like,
fell on his leg.
yeah. He's been, he's just constantly breaking himself, like, rather than anything else.
He could have smoked a few before he got there, though. He's a notorious weed smoker. Yeah. Even
I
more
did
so.
not
Is that
know
what he
that.
was smuggling on the Millennium Falcon?
What?
Is that
Well,
what he was
now that
smuggling?
he's richer and older, yes, definitely he's well known for liking, and like he's
Like,
usually
Chewbacca is
known for
actually
drinking all.
bald.
Yeah, like roller for me, Chewie. Uh, yeah, uh, it's like, but there's
It's like the whole of Star
let
Wars is just a
let the
fever
Wookiee
dream.
take a toke. Uh, but yeah, though even more so as usual, drawl, mumbly drawl is gotten worse in his old age, like where he just kind of trails off. you know. Now, but I think I still think Harrison Ford is the coolest. Like the whole thing with his plane a few weeks ago. Like he just like he managed to land the plane properly after the engines going out. I was like, you know,
Yeah,
It's amazing how lucky we are to still have him, even.
yeah, like the stuff was falling on off him. Like he had to jump off a train. Uh, uh, jump out of that big pipe. Uh, after Tommy Lee Jones is coming after him. Uh, but yeah, no, I think that's all we could say about it. We're very infused. Like the shots of Kylo Ren, the new Sith Lord, uh, using his lightsaber in both ways, with the cross guard and without. Uh, there's another thing you had to figure out, like with the cross guard, how did he keep his hands from falling off even more? But
The force wielding people seem to have an innate ability not to lose their fingers.
Yeah. Well, well, except for Luke. And
He
Uh,
wasn't Jedi yet,
all
though.
my favors. Okay, fair enough.
yeah. Can always replace him.
Yeah. But so we'll move on to, let's see what else we've got. We've got Father Ted. Oh, go on, go on, go on, go on.
Yeah. I
20
actually
years.
I wanted to challenge you to the quiz if you haven't read it all, like read the answers already.
I haven't. Go ahead, James.
Fire it away, yeah. No idea.
2 seconds. Just loading it up. Okay.
You have to take time.
I'll just ask a few because we can't go through them all. So,
Just pick
which of these songs does Father Noel Furlong not perform in Father Ted? Fat Bottomed Girls, Radio Gaga, Dirty Old Town, and The Whole of the Moon.
Dirty Old Town. I'm thinking.
Fat bottom girls.
Riveting.
Suspense is killing me, man.
I thought they had the answers at the bottom. What? Who's it gone?
Only how many you got right and tells you how much you got right later on.
Uh, anyway, how does Dougal know the spider baby is actually a baby? It has the head of a baby, they keep it in a pram, it's wearing a nappy, or there's a sign that says spider baby?
There's a sign that says "Spoiler, baby."
Keep it in a pram.
Keep it in the pram.
Is that the answer?
Yeah, sorry, Stephen.
I'm not good at I'm better at memorizing dialogue than facts.
Yeah. Speaking of dialogue, then, which priest does Ted declare to be worse than Hitler? Is it Father Dick Byrne, Father Paul Stone, Father Noel Furlong, or Father Finton Stack?
Dick Byrne. He hated Dick Byrne.
What do you say, Stephen?
Stack. It's definitely Finton Stack.
It's definitely Finton Stack, yeah.
Bugger.
The beatbox. I love that episode. What's the name of the sheep Ted bets a year's heating budget on in King of the Sheep competition? Is it Chris, Sean, Fargo, or Ted?
I go for Sean.
James?
Sean. I'm gonna stick with Sean. Yeah.
Chris, I think.
Blast.
Yeah, maybe thinking of Sean the sheep. Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Sheep.
That's what got me.
And one more, and we'll leave it at that. What did Father Jack drink to get stage 4 hairy hands? Was it brake fluid, toilet duck, 14 bottles of Powers, or bleach?
Bleach.
Bleach. Yeah, I think you might have done toilet duck and another one, but yeah, bleach.
So bleach, final answer for both of you?
Right, so.
Ah, it was toilet duck.
Oh!
Oh, wait. Oh, God. Yeah, keep talking on yourselves. I have to check this again because it was a comment as well.
You can imagine it.
What?
20th anniversary of Father Ted is making us.
I'm feeling ridiculously old.
Yeah. But,
Oh, you might be right, actually. A person in the comments betrayed me.
Is it bleach?
Find the. It was. Doesn't say on the wiki page anyway. Just leave it to me and I'll find it.
But isn't toilet duck technically bleach?
Woo!
Oh no.
Yeah, it's probably bleach. Probably bleach. I'm sorry, you guys win.
Okay, cool. So we're about half and half there for each of us, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Father Ted, like, a great show, and I enjoyed all of Graham Linehan stuff after that.
Yeah.
Black Books, the IT crowd. Be happy to see when he comes up from there.
Yeah, it's amazing that maybe not Father Ted as much, but Black Books and the IT crowd definitely made a big killing overseas as well.
Yeah, but they tried to do that American version of YT Crowd,
Yeah, and
and apparently that was awful. The same
they
with
always try and make an American version of every show, and it rarely ever works. The U.S. Office and House of Cards, I think, are the only ones that actually worked out. Can you think of any others?
oh, Trees Company. Uh,
Um,
remember the Trees Company was basically a man about the house.
yeah.
That worked. Um, well, I can't think of anything else offhand. I'm sure there are a few other ones, but they're mostly like 70s and 80s sitcoms. Uh, no newer shows particularly. Life on Mars didn't work as well. It was out for one season.
There was an American Red Dwarf tried.
Yeah, and Spaced. God, like can you imagine Americans trying to make space? They made a pilot for that.
It kind of defeats the purpose. Like, I think it was even was it Edgar Wright himself who said like, what would be the point in American space? The point of it was you're looking at American popular culture through like a lens of these like yuppies in Britain, that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Like so, it's like the idea is not that it looking through American culture from Americans is not really that
Although
interesting.
that would be interesting if they actually decided to look at British culture through an American lens. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, but it's kind of like you've got a different dynamic there because most of modern culture is based on what's the word, pop culture is
Yeah,
more an American thing, right? So, but like whereas over there, English and foreign pop culture is a niche, you know. So
yeah.
it wouldn't be the same dynamic really. I don't
Yeah,
think. Uh,
some things just don't cross over to another continent.
no. Well, we'll move on. I think we all love Father Ted, and we could do quotes to the day over. But the 20th anniversary, God bless Dermot Morgan. Uh, I was actually working in Glasnevin Cemetery when they brought him to be cremated.
Whoa.
Uh,
Yeah. Cab.
there's a story for another time. Uh,
Yeah.
Glasnevin Cemetery. But we've got Age of Ultron has just come out, and I plan on seeing it tomorrow morning. Have either of you two seen it?
I haven't
I,
seen it.
it's 8 o'clock in the Savoy for me after work.
Ah, right.
I'm planning on see it next week, hopefully, when it's not so crazy. The lines aren't anyway.
Well,
It'll hopefully be by the time the electricity comes to where I'm living.
yeah, they'll bring on the whole zooscope, uh, zoetrope, I should say, zoetrope event to where Evan's living and have like each frame on a zoetrope for you. Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
We might even see a radio.
yeah,
We might even see a radio.
yeah, you might have a radio play. Oh,
Yeah.
there's Captain America. But yeah, it looks really good from early reviews. Looks to be very good. There's this whole thing at the moment with Christian Guru Murphy. Is that his full? Have I got the name right?
Maybe not Murphy.
Murphy, I think it is.
Murphy.
Murphy. Uh, he it would be great if he was just like just wearing a tweed cap and going, ah, there you are. It's like,
It would be, it would be awesome.
I was like drinking stout. So you have a film, do you? But it got really personal at the end of the interview, which was meant to be promoting Age of Ultron, and you can see about the fifth minute of the interview, like Robert Downey Jr. being really perturbed, and just
Yeah.
looking to the people that are in charge of the publicity, going, "Can I walk out of this? Should I go?" Like I was like, but it just like it got like it wasn't about promoting him. Like I'm sure he's had plenty of interviews where if he wanted to, he could have over in America where he talks about his past, and he's done that to a certain degree.
It's
Yeah.
also about like 10, 12 years too late. Like he's kind of
Yeah,
been cleaned up his act a long time, and obviously it's not something he likes to dwell on because it's not a positive thing in his life, and everything's running well for him.
and
Yeah,
that's
he's a
not
bit.
the place. You know, it's he's there. He's got like about he's probably got another person within 5 minutes after that doing the same 10 minutes
Yeah,
or 7 minutes. It's a junket. So he's talking to everybody in London at the time. Everybody that wants an interview for the film. So
Probably just probably
so
just
it's
got
annoying and
them.
strenuous in that sense, where someone coming along and trying to throw him a fastball,
yeah. He's
curveball.
also the same guy that made Quentin Tarantino lose the rag and then dumped the interview as well.
Was it?
Yeah,
It wasn't Martin Bashir.
no,
To be fair, no, that was he was the famous for
Michael
Michael
Jackson.
Jackson. Yeah, yeah,
The only one that turned the tables on him was the guy who plays Moss in the IT crowd.
yeah.
He
Oh,
did a
when
brilliant.
he said like yeah,
It's basically I
you did
haven't.
good. You
Yeah,
can
he's
bring it
like,
in.
thanks for the interview, and he goes, I haven't helped you at all. And you know what I mean? It's like he just turned the tables. He was really like far too smart for him.
Yeah, no, the other two just got angry at him, like and or cut off.
Well, like you see, when it's like this agenda, you want me to kind of like say something and then make it this big buzzword and soundbite, and it's like I'm not playing along.
Mm.
Yeah, and it wasn't really. In that case, it used to push a whole race dynamic on. To be honest, I've forgotten the guy who's played Mustang.
Richard Iodi or something like that.
Uh,
I can't pronounce.
Richard Iotti, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, it's along those lines anyway. Uh, yeah, they were trying. He was trying to push it too much in a discussion on race, which is why not why Richard Ayoade came there at all. And he was just like, "Oh, okay, it means as much as I am here about a film, and I just happen to be in a in a minority race, like but nothing to do with what we're actually promoting here, And he
yeah.
Yeah.
cutting them off like that, So, um,
But yeah,
yeah,
Christian and Gurumurti, you're right.
yeah. So, uh, and we have going back to TV now. After the Father Ted talk, the upcoming Preacher AMC TV series has got all of its main protagonists cast. So we've got Jesse Custer. We've got I've forgotten his name. The guy that played Howard Stark in
Uh, Do- Dominic, wasn't it?
Dominic something. Yeah,
Dominic Cooper. As
that's the one.
Cooper, yeah.
Jesse Custer, we have Dominic Cooper. And I'll just open the link just to remind myself of the other two. We've got Tulip. We've got Ruth Nega, who is an Irish actress,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
was also in Agents of Shield.
And
She was
also in Dark Souls, funnily enough, as well.
Yeah, and she was famous first over here for being in Love Hate, and then did the
Misfits.
no,
Yeah,
that's
she.
He was
Joseph
in Misfits.
Gilgun who's been cast to play Cassidy. Oh, Ruth Negga might have been in Misfits. I'm
He
thinking of a
was,
different character. I thought you were talking about one of the main characters. She came in the second season and got killed.
as they do.
Yeah, yeah, she was a social worker, wasn't she?
No,
Two of the sorry.
I think she could teleport or something.
Uh,
I'm mixing her up with someone else again.
There was that running gag with social workers. All right.
Yeah, I thought she was one of them.
he's in season two and the Christmas special of of, of Misfits. She wasn't one of the main offender crowd, but she was the side character. Uh, and I did not know that. So two of them would be in the Misfits, as Joseph Gilgun, who played Rudy in Misfits, is now the Irish Vampire. Irish vampire Cassidy being cast as that, and it's Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg running the show and writing for the show, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think they're good writers. I don't think they'll. And I think they both love the material, so I don't know if it's just because they're more comedian and improvisational, they won't make it into that kind of thing just because that's what they normally do.
Yeah, is Preacher isn't as like jokey, is it?
It
It
can be.
But it needs a serious line running through it.
Yeah.
It's like the characters and some of the situations they get themselves into are hilarious, but it's it's dark humor and most of the humor is kind of filthy, uh, but it needs a run through line where it's just you're serious about the characters, which I think they could do. They did 50-50, and that was all about cancer, you know, and they made that parts of that funny
Yeah.
in a real way. So I think they could do that. I wouldn't be put off by the fact that it's got Seth Rogen in the credits. So there, Dominic Cooper especially is very very well appreciated in the main role as Jesse Custer, and the other two are fine actors, and I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully, it
Yeah,
goes well.
could be fun.
And I
That's
think
good.
the series is the best way to do this, because even like people are saying like they could do a mini series or a TV series for Watchmen. That's more of a single story. The movie format didn't do it great, it didn't do it very well, but this is more of a road trip. So the fact that it's cut off into chapters of the series, works quite well. It's
I
kind of
think it'll work in episodic storytelling.
yes, yeah, and they'll be able to work on the characters a lot more like they did in the Daredevil show, which I
Oh,
haven't finished by the way. So we'll probably talk about that more next
Can
week.
I not talk to you all about the end and in great detail, just to spoil it for you?
No,
we
let me
can
Okay.
we can have a spoiler cast at
throw
some
you out
point.
this hang on.
I know. I'm against being spoilers. I don't talk about that.
No, but
Only in the pub afterwards with people that have all up to
we're
speed.
kind of busy here, and we'll be able to talk about that and Age of Ultron probably next week. Hopefully, Evan will have seen it, but we'll leave her off if he hasn't. I'm sure Chris, myself, and James would have seen it by then. Yeah, and finally on movie and TV news, we've got. You'll know more about this, Evan, because you put it up there.
Yeah, I saw it just in passing as a headline, and I say this film needs more people need to know about this film. It's basically it's based on a true story of this guy who decided to try and invade like Afghanistan looking for Osama bin Laden,
Yeah.
and it's been headlined by Nicolas Cage. And I headlined by Nicolas Cage, and along with him he has Russell Brand and Rainn Wilson from the U.S. Office as well.
Of Super
And I,
fame as well. Another film we've mentioned we like quite a lot.
yeah, and I just like this just can't not be crazy. If like it has to, I just really want to see it now. Of like just documenting this nuts guy deciding, oh, I'm just going to go look for Osama bin Laden. I'm sure I'll find him.
Yeah, and it actually works to the image of Nicolas Cage, I would imagine.
Yeah, I wonder who on earth Russell Brand is going to play in it though. That's just bizarre.
Yeah. Ooh,
Maybe Osama bin Laden himself. He did dress up as one time.
Yeah, now you say it. Yeah, that'd be a nice little meta thing going on there. But I just said I'd bring it up because it sounds great. Like,
It was like
there's always a
it
case
was
for
fired from MTV. The day after 9/11, he went to work dressed as Osama bin Laden.
yeah, I, I, I used to kind of like Russell Brand, and now I'm getting a bit tired of him now at this stage.
I can see what he's saying, but it's hard to take come from a rich guy, like
Yeah, he's a bit like he's not. He's a bit out there at times, like, and yeah,
he's a
sure.
very clever man, but sometimes you should shut up.
Yeah, I know he means well, but the stuff he says, he's kind of losing me at this stage. Like, Like
Um,
he thinks he can kind of make social change with the flip of the switch and all that. But anyway, might be. It's still an interesting film, I'd say.
yeah, no, no, it sounds very interesting. Whether, hopefully, it will get released. Like maybe, hopefully, it's not like ended up being a Yuli Ball kind of. It kind of
Yeah,
sounds like something like Yuli Ball would bring out, like
yeah.
Americans versus Bin Laden with but that was the weirdest thing I saw the other week. Um, I'm not sure if it was last week or this week, but apparently Sylvester Stallone has made a Warburton bread ad.
A what?
A Warburton, there's a brand of bread in England called Warburtons,
Okay.
and Sylvester Stallone's done an ad for them where the ad's a mix between Rocky and the Expendables. I just the oddest casting for an advert I've ever seen in my life. Now, if you get a chance to look over the next week and come back to me with your opinions,
Yeah, I'll have a look.
email the
I'll have
show
a
just
look.
talking about it. But there's
Link
some.
me up if you see it again, and just I'll have a look at that.
I'll post them later on. But
Yeah.
the,
What's the weirdest celebrity endorsement you guys can think of? That the Pierce Brosnan one with Sky was kind of strange. I found.
I was kind of, but it was kind of him making fun of him. At least he is like he is based in UK Ireland, so
Yeah,
you know you have to give him
and
a bit of both. You know?
he's doing that ice cream one lately as well. But I'm fairly okay with that one because it's raising money for charity and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh no. As you know, I do a volunteer radio program about disability. So it was one of the ads. I was just talking about ice cream parties all the way through, like for about 3 minutes. Oh, do you like ice cream? Oh, well, you can set up this ice cream party through H.
Party.
Like,
Yeah, yeah,
but for Down syndrome, I believe it is. Um,
yeah.
Down
So
syndrome.
yeah, that's pretty cool. Props to him for that one, anyway.
I don't know, and we'll move on to the games. The games. Once again, I'll go really quiet here.
Okay.
I don't know
Uh,
anything about these newfangled games. Give me Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
well, actually, the first one I want to bring up was more to do with games and movies and other sort of things because it's Sony, and it's just how Sony things still aren't going any bit better for them. Like
Hmm.
they uh, they announced a lot of basically their projections are showing that they're going to be losing 126 billion yen, which is about 1 billion euro, I think, because it says 1.05 billion dollars here. I assume it's around the same in euro.
That's a big
But
meatball there.
sorry,
That's a big meatball to lose.
it is, yeah. Considering as well that they expected it to be a lot more.
Yeah.
This is actually some sort of good news for them. They expected to lose a lot more money, but it's just
No
it's
more they're running at a loss, but because they're doing they're doing new things because they've built up so much money at this stage.
yeah,
They're just
but
doing new interesting things.
They've been hemorrhaging money for like you're talking about, since the PlayStation 3 came out.
Yeah.
yeah, and the sad thing is, it's not PlayStation Division that's losing money. PlayStation Division is going strong. Like it's one of
Doing
their best
gangbusters.
runners. Like, sorry, what you say?
Doing gangbusters. It's like it's just cleaning up as a division. But
PS4 is doing great, but their Vio destroyed them. Did they close it down? In fact, the Vio
yeah,
sector, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that
so
whatever happened. What you say? Sorry.
the PlayStation 3 killed them as well. They never made money on that machine at the end of the day.
Yeah, they lost money with every one sold or something like that.
For
Just
about 3
a
years.
sliver of money. Yeah, but they kind of they pulled it back with the PS4 and all that. But
Yeah.
and the television business brought them down as well. And of course, last year they had to spend a lot of money on security, trying to make sure that that thing doesn't happen again. That they
Yeah, they don't get
basically
hacked
lose.
again.
Yeah, that they don't get hacked again in the past 5 years. Remember when PSN got hacked as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, the day I bought Portal 2, It's like I couldn't play it for a month because like you needed updates, and it was like great.
Yeah, fantastic. Like, I'm
Thank
just
you, but not
thinking,
enough.
yeah, I'm just thinking, do you guys think that this could be a bad turn for Sony? Like, could this be the sign of them slipping a bit more and more? Like, I imagine if
They've
Sony
been
were to,
circling the drain for a long time.
yeah,
I
Like
think they just need
um,
to sell off some of their departments. Like they do have a
like
lot of.
I could imagine at one point Sony would consider selling off PlayStation just to stay afloat. Like,
Eh,
I
they might be
know
able to just build
it's their
build on
flagship
that.
at this. Sorry, what?
They might be just be able to sell off everything else they're doing and
Yeah.
build on that.
Maybe, like maybe they just focus on that. But yeah, I was just going to ask, like, what would you think? Would you think they'd rather die? Would they rather die than let PlayStation go? Basically.
I couldn't be able to tell you. It depends. Depends on who's running the place.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, sorry, Steve. You even say like you would know. What do you think, James? Like, do you reckon could
I,
this
I
be?
I can't see them selling the PlayStation division. They might only exist as a PlayStation company
Yeah, that's
eventually.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I think they'll try and shed as much as they can to survive. It's I can almost attribute it to when they stopped making things in Japan. When they started outsourcing to like China and Korea, like the Koreans just like stormed ahead. They kind of were the most innovative company around in electronics, and
yeah.
then Samsungs and LGs kind of like brought out respectable enough products, but so much cheaper.
Yeah, and hardware is really kind of hard to sell in Southeast Asia. It's usually more about like software and apps, stuff like that, because like there's just premium on space that you can't really build big blocks of consoles and big massive TVs because they just don't sell in Asia. They
Yeah,
might sell in America, yeah, but it's probably what's killing them in that market at least. I'm not a business expert now, but that's as much as I've seen so far.
yeah.
What
This
about
they were
the
with the phone partnership with Ericsson, the Sony Ericsson thing. That was horrendous for them as well. But they seem to
Yeah,
be bouncing back there. I think they there's certain aspects of the company doing well, but it's whether they can get the whole lot working.
yeah. It's just it's so strange and kind of weird that like Microsoft are the ones who uh, fudged up everything about like marketing and stuff like that, and they're the ones doing the like better than Sony still.
Well, like, as a brand at the minute, like Microsoft are doing the
As
most interesting stuff this year. Like with the
yeah,
OS, where their apps, like to have like Office on every platform and their mail client on every platform, and it's no hassle. It's just like there you go. They're not doing
yeah,
this is ours and it's our baby. No one's going to get to play with it. They're going. We think this is cool. What do you think?
yeah,
They're like a different company.
yeah. Like they're faring better for it anyway, at least.
And how crazy is it like for Windows 10 that even if you have a pirate copy of Windows 7 that you can upgrade to 10 for free? Like, that's mental.
That's nuts, alright. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so the next story was speaking of hacking. It seems that GTA 5 PC came out this week, and people were having great fun with that, starting modding with it and all that. But it seems that some passwords have been leaked. A lot of people are starting to see their accounts being accessed from outside of their hometown or whatever. And it's just basically Rockstar saying, wasn't us, like, you probably should change your passwords just in case. So they're kind of evading the idea that maybe their servers got hacked or anything, but it is really weird that it's GTA PC users.
Yeah, that seems awful. Like the Grand Theft PC.
Yeah, it's so yeah, that's as well. It's so perfect because it is Grand Theft Auto
Yeah,
and people are being robbed.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say
Although I
I'm
shouldn't, I
gonna
shouldn't laugh. That's awful. Like
There's a
that's
certain
actually
irony
horrible.
there, all right.
Yeah, it's very ironic, and I won't laugh because I did a clean out of my laptop this week, and there's malware everywhere.
yeah.
So I can't say nothing.
Did you wipe it clean, or did you kind of just do a bit of a tidy?
I got it blessed. That's what I did. I brought it to the parish priest and threw holy water at it. uh, no, I basically just did a big scan. Just like
All right.
finally got around to do it. Finally got around to doing a 6 hour scan of everything. Like,
Where I work, I gleefully like wiping people's machines. To go, you're like, you shouldn't have done that, and now you're paying the price.
yeah.
All your docs, everything, I can't go near it because it's filthy.
My poor laptop, like it's
Well,
5 years old at this stage now. It's already dying. It doesn't need malware on top of that.
Yeah, like 5 years, that's pretty good for a laptop.
It has to be. I can't afford a new one.
It's a horror show when you go, please don't die, please don't die.
Yeah, just hang in there, hang in there.
Hang in
It's
there,
good.
hold on.
Okay, and finally, again from news with GTA, except different. The Grand Theft Auto docudrama, basically about like Grand Theft Auto controversy and stuff like that, recently
Harry
announced
Potter and
that
the
they're
Dead Hooker, basically.
what?
Sorry?
Harry Potter and the Dead Hooker.
Harry Potter and the Dead Hooker, yes.
Will he
I
ever
don't,
No, he
I
won't.
don't think we can leave that in, Stephen. I don't think so.
No,
I, I
that's a
have.
bit too Jeremy Clarkson for my liking.
Okay, fair enough. Talk about the that's like
But yeah,
prostitute.
basically they nabbed Daniel Radcliffe to play a part in it. I'm not quite sure what he'll be doing in it,
He's one of
but
the Houser brothers, I think, that are one of the main guys for Rockstar.
yeah. And Bill Paxton is going to play Jack Thompson, who was the
Right.
lawyer who
The lawyer.
yeah, the lawyer who basically did his best to kind of get GTA like lambasted and shamed and stuff like that.
He was
Obviously,
doing
kind of playing. Sorry, go on.
He's doing crazy stuff like all these like self-promotional like stunts and like other like the Lawyers Bar Association, which like doing their best to go. We need this guy not being a lawyer anymore.
Yeah, they barred him so many times, like, and Jack Thompson was crazy without a doubt. But he played, and of course he played right into Rockstar's hands. They got all the PR they'll ever need for a lifetime, nearly.
Like I think the GTA games are always going to sell, but like he kind of made it a thing that everyone was aware of.
Yeah, he made it ironclad, like,
Yeah, he just
and
icing on the cake for it.
yeah, because like, and speaking of, if you ever heard of a guy called MatPat, he does game theory on YouTube. He basically said that Rockstar kind of followed. Is it the Max Mosley? Is he the publicist guy, or is that a different guy?
I think.
They basically. Sorry, go on.
Okay, carry on. I'm googling him now.
Yeah, but he's basically some publicist guy, basically saying he's kind of like. Long story short, he's basically saying no. There's no like
Not
bad publicity.
Max Clifford.
Max Clifford,
Oh,
that's it.
Max Clifford.
Max Mosley's a
Everybody
Formula
knows this
One
guy.
dude or something.
Yeah. He was in the news for different reasons, but
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, they follow the cycle of getting people worked up about their game, and that makes people angry about it. Fair enough, but then that gets them talking about it, and that just like gets more and more PR done for Rockstar.
Yep.
So they basically say there's no like publicity, like bad publicity.
Yeah, I
It
don't
could
think
be.
it's been
It
harmed
could
for
be a
Mortal
good
Kombat.
docudrama.
Yeah, it will be interesting. All right.
Sorry, James, I
Just
cut
give
you
me
off there.
just give me 2 seconds, guys. Yeah.
Sorry, James, I could have cut you off there a bit earlier.
Okay. Sorry, now I'm back.
Okay,
I didn't even know you were gone.
Just James, I kind of talked over
Yeah.
you there for the last bit. What did you just say there?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Uh, but I'm just saying that it didn't do any Mortal Kombat any harm back in the day when there was the controversy about that first coming out on
Yeah, it
console.
definitely didn't. I was
No.
watching a yeah, I was watching a playthrough of the new Mortal Kombat, and like gruesome as it is, I just can't stop thinking this is so like GI Joe. It's not funny.
Yeah.
Like it's like a cartoon, really, more than a fighting game, than a serious fighting
It's
game,
almost
anyway.
worse if they're not the very fact that you can do all that stuff and people still going around like it has to be somewhat cartoony. Uh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
like
professional wrestling.
it is.
If they were
Yeah,
doing
that's
half of the things
exactly
in
it.
real life, if they were doing it proper, and people
Yeah,
were
they'd
actually
be in
getting injured, it would
wheelchairs,
last
like
half as long,
yeah.
not even half.
But yeah, it's so weird that people get worked up over such a silly series, really.
Mm.
Yeah.
Uh, I think we probably should with there. Well, first off, we'll do some recommendations. First of all, comics boys, I think for me, definitely Captera by Chip Zdarsky and lovely art by Kagan McLeod. There's only one. There only could be one. Kagan McLeod. Uh,
You went there. Damn you.
so did Chip Zdarsky. He actually said that we were at the interview, the Q&A that was but and of course Daredevil. I'm likely to get back to that in as soon as possible and hopefully finish it by next week. Uh, Age of Ultron, of course. I think everybody doesn't need to be told that. Uh, how about yourself, James?
Lazarus is taking a good turn, but you probably need to read the whole lot of them. It's only
Yeah.
16 issues thus far. Well, Age of Ultron, definitely. Like, that seems to be my week done.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah,
For you, Evan?
yeah, for me, Berserk, if you maybe saw Game of Thrones a bit early for whatever reason this season,
Yeah.
if you want some like sword, sorcery, stuff like that,
Yeah.
and if you're feeling it for a bit more Star Wars, the Genndy Tartakovsky miniseries, which I don't think is canon anymore, but it's still definitely a really, really cool series, and I'd recommend it for anyone who's into Star Wars.
Is that the animated series?
The
The
CGI one.
animated series, yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
Not the CGI one, the 2D
That
animation one.
that got good though. The
What?
CG, the CG one actually was pretty good.
Yeah, I never got into it now myself, but like the 2D one has a special place in my heart. Like just for General Grievous's introduction and Mace Windu against the droids, like best sequences I've ever seen.
One of my favorite ones was with the clone troopers. Like they were doing this kind of like infiltration into a city.
Yeah, that was really good, and it actually shows that these clone troopers, their money well spent, really, because
Yeah,
they weren't
there's
just
just
dropping
like
down.
about 5 minutes where they weren't talking. They were just like doing their business, like hand signals, like getting into position, and it was just so impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ARC troopers, that's what their name was. Yeah,
Yeah.
those guys were cool. So yeah, Berserk and Star Wars Clone Wars miniseries. Those are my recommendations.
No one's watching Star Wars Rebels, no?
No.
No,
I haven't watched those Clone Wars either of them, so I have to catch up on all that.
Worth your time.
Worth the time.
Yeah, takes a couple of episodes to kind of like for the kid character to become less annoying and then become a person.
yeah,
When he
The
can,
Padawan of Anakin, I think you're talking about.
he's a Padawan possibly of someone else.
okay.
Well, like it's pretty good.
Are you talking about Rebels? Oh, I thought you were talking about the Clone Wars CGI animated one.
Oh no, that's a
Anakin
Asuka. Yeah,
Padawan.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Well worth your time.
Well, I'll hopefully I
Okay,
can get
I'll have a
around
look.
to it. All the stuff we had to watch at the moment. It's an embarrassment of riches lately. Uh, and to finish off, for myself, Stephen and Evan, say goodbye, Evan,
See ya.
and James.
Take care, guys.
And this has been Nevermind the BuzzCast number 3, the first one named, and hopefully we'll see you next week. The world hasn't ended, or you know, we just
First.
just really died of excitement from Age of Ultron or something. Bye.
Bye.